I don't want to get divorced again. I don't want to get divorced again. Yoga. Good morning, kinfolk. Happy Friday. It's Friday. I'm feeling good. I just got back from the gym. I did only cardio today. And I've been watching this show called Hannah on Amazon Prime Video. And I just found it because I like to have a series to watch strictly for when I do cardio, because I usually like to do steady state cardio. It's just my preference because I actually like the way it feels. And when I do that, music, sometimes I just get bored with music. Over the last several years, I've just been like, it's just noise to me sometimes, depending on my mood. So I usually like to just watch something, and I've been looking for shows to watch, as you guys know, and I found a show called Hannah. It's actually really good, action-packed. First episode sucks you right in, and it's really interesting. So I've been watching that while I've been doing my cardio. Now I'm actually going to get ready because the boys ended up going fishing, because with them here all the time, like, as much as I love hanging out with them and I love when they're here, a lot of times it's kind of distracting, and then it's hard for me to get certain things done because I need to be out in the living room. And if they're out here, you know, watching TV, then I could ask them to go outside or do something or whatever, but then I feel bad. So Travis was just like, do you need to get some work done today? And I was like, actually I do. I pretty much always do. So he said that he was gonna take Iceland fishing so that I could get some work done. So that was really sweet. Okay guys, I'm actually getting ready, but I wanted to talk to you guys about my last, it was a video that I posted the other day when I told you guys that Travis and I are going to be moving in together. And I wanted to address that. First of all, I just want to say that I want to thank those of you who expressed concerns. You may not agree with what I'm doing, but I really appreciate, I didn't read all the comments. I'm sure there's some trifling ones in there, but I feel like those of you who have been rolling with me for a while were very respectful in how you addressed it. And I just want to say thank you for that, because like, I can accept the fact that you guys don't agree with what I'm doing, especially being a woman of God. I do, you know, respect that you don't agree with it. But for me, it's all about how it's said. You know what I mean? Like, approach is so important. And I have a really hard time receiving anything when it's completely disrespectful and insulting. So I do want to say thank you to those of you who did express your concerns for me and my relationship with the Lord, but did it in a loving, caring, and respectful way. So thank you for that. I didn't see, like I said, I haven't seen any really negative ones. I'm sure there's some in there. I did lose quite a few subscribers, and that's fine. I just want to say that my relationship with the Lord is not in question here. God has always and will always be absolutely #1 in my life. So me deciding to do this has nothing to do with me not walking with the Lord anymore, because God is everything to me. I read my word in the morning, I read my word before I go to bed. I'm talking to God all day, every day. Like, God is literally everything. I cannot do this life without the Lord. I can't. Especially when I am not in line with the Lord, I am crazy depressed. Like I said in my video about, I posted a video years ago about my battle with depression. Sorry for the squeaking. I'm on this chair is kind of annoying. I talked in that video about how I feel like, even though depression, I don't claim it, but it is something that I battle. But I also feel like the Lord uses it as a tool for me to know when I am outside of his will. And usually, like, I have seasons where I get really depressed, where, you know, a lot of my depression, but there's a big difference between when I'm depressed because of my circumstances and when I'm depressed because I have no peace. Big difference. And I am very discerning as to when I am depressed because I am not in line with God's will for my life. Now, I have been so before the Lord about this. When I met Travis, obviously I've never lived with a guy before, ever, except for when I got married. And I did not live with my ex-husband before we got married. We did everything God's way. And the only reason why I use quotations is because I don't know how I feel about those particular things anymore. And I know people don't understand that, but I don't think that anybody who has not gone through what I went through will ever understand it. And I'll help you understand. I'll explain. Okay, so the reason why that I feel the way that I do about that is because, like I said, my ex-husband and I did things the right way. You know, we did mess up and have premarital sex a couple of times, but we really repented. And I all of this is in the vlogs that I did about, like, the marriage series that I did, the My Failed Marriage series that I did. It's all in there. But to break it down in less detail, if you want to know details, you can go over there and watch that. We didn't live together before we got married. We did stay at each other's houses, but we didn't live together. And when we got married, the intimacy was just awful. And also living with him was it was a nightmare. Like, I literally remember specifically, like, just walking into, like, I'm like walking around the house, walking into the bathroom, I'm like, is this seriously my life? Like, what the hell did I do? Like, I'm living with someone who I can't stand him now. Like, he was so, like, we just did not mesh. He was super anal, like, he became a different person. And granted, I will say that I did not trust my own instincts. I didn't trust the Holy Spirit in me screaming, but it was just such an odd experience for me because on one hand, I really had a lot of peace marrying him. And the only reason why I feel like I didn't make a mistake was because, well, a mistake is because if I did not go through that marriage and have that experience, I would not be the woman that I am now. And I'm a firm believer that God is more about character building than he is about rules, regulations, legalism. So yeah, did God want me to get divorced? Is God for divorce? Absolutely not. But at the same time, if he knows that me going through a marriage and getting divorced is the only way that I'm gonna get what he's trying to teach me, he is going to allow me to go through that for me to get it, because he loves me. He wants me to get it. He wants me to grow closer to him. He wants me to change and become better. And if that's the only reason, if that's the only way that I'm going to get this particular thing, whatever it is that he's trying to teach me, then he's gonna allow me to go through it. That's what I believe. And you don't have to agree with that, but I know my relationship with the Lord is solid. I'm talking, me and the Lord are like this. My discernment is on point. I know when God is speaking to me, no question. He speaks so loud, so clear. I went through years and years and years of practicing, learning how to hear God's voice. So I know that me going through that was absolutely necessary. Now, with that said, me moving in with Travis, I don't know how I feel about not living with someone before you get married to them, now that I have experienced what it feels like to do things God's way, not live with the person first, and then live with them and they're a completely different person. You know, you don't really, it's hard because on one hand, I would never tell someone that you need to live with them before you get married. I would never tell anybody that. But at the same time, for me, I feel like it is a completely different ball game to date somebody than it is to live with somebody. It is totally different. And because I don't want to get divorced again. I don't want to get divorced again. I don't even want to get married to someone if I'm not 1,000,000,000% sure that this person is for me. Now, I am almost 40 years old. I am going to be 38 years old this year. I don't have a lot of time. My eggs are drying up. I want to have kids now. I want to get married again. I want that experience. And for me personally, and trust me, I have been so before the Lord about this, and I have peace. I don't know why. I mean, if this is really outside of God's will for me, I don't feel that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel so good about it. Even this with Travis and Easton just being here all the time, and we're practically living together now. You know, like being with him all day, every day, and experiencing this journey with them has been so amazing. And to me, it's been more of a blessing than anything else. And I know that if God wants me to do anything differently, he will let me know that. So just to address people's concern for my relationship with the Lord, again, those of you who came at me lovingly, I super appreciate it. Like, it means a lot to me because accountability is important from the people that truly care about you. Now, the people who expressed hate, the people who are judgmental, whatever, I don't care about that. I don't care about those opinions. But those of you who are who genuinely care about me, I really appreciate it. But just know that my relationship with the Lord is not in question. And I am seeking God in every step that I take, every single move that I make. I mean, God is first, absolutely first and foremost, no question. So I just wanted to address that. And I know a lot of people are still gonna disagree, but at the same time, we all walk different walks. You know what I mean? Like, we serve the same God. But there's a lot of things that we don't know for sure. And there's a lot of things that I'm just not sure about. And whether God is okay with, you know, me, with people living together before they get married, I'm not sure about at my age. I, at one point, felt like that wasn't what God wanted, or what God wasn't okay with it. But now I feel at peace about it. And I'm more conflicted about not living with him than I am about living with him. So actually, I'm not conflicted at all, to be honest, about living with him. I don't have any reservations at all, and I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I really don't. I'm totally at peace about it, and I'm actually really excited. Again, this is my first time living with a man outside of my ex-husband, which was an absolute nightmare that I never want to experience again. And you know, me and Travis are both just really before the Lord in our relationship, and really before the Lord about everything. And you know, we seek God together as a couple and individually, and just know that it's gonna be okay. And I do appreciate, I pray that you guys still share this journey with me, because it's been such a blessing. Like, Travis is the biggest blessing in my life. Like, he is everything that I have prayed for. Everything that I've prayed for. And Easton is more like, he's icing on the cake. And like, I'm just so happy, you guys. I'm so happy, and I'm so blessed, and I'm so grateful. And this journey is going to be beautiful. And whether you want to be along for the ride is totally up to you. And I respect if you want to unfollow me because you disagree with where I stand. I respect that. You know what I mean? I respect that. That's your decision. It's between you and the Lord. And if you don't want to support me because of the decisions that I'm making for my life with God, then that's totally your prerogative, and that's okay. But I just know that this is going to be such a beautiful journey, and I'm excited to share it with those who do want to stick around. But my camera's actually going to die. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your love and support. And I'll check in with you guys when my battery charges. So I love you guys.